Hey guys, this is Scott from Scott to Grow Podcast, and welcome to our movie review for A Quiet Place. Today I'm just going to be giving you my thoughts and opinions about this film. So what I'm going to be covering today in the movie review is I'm going to let you know who the main characters and the setting is, and I'm going to give you a quick plot summary with no spoilers. Then I'll give you the critics and audience ratings. Then I'll give you my personal rating, what I liked/didn't like, and then my favorite part followed at the end by my recommendation for this film. Alright, so let's just get started today, guys. So the main characters of A Quiet Place is the Abbott family. We have Lee Abbott, played by John Krasinski. Then we have Evelyn, played by Emily Blunt. Rogan, played by Millicent Simmons, which I'm sure I didn't say right. And then we have Marcus Abbott, played by Noah Jupe, which I might not have said right either. But the setting of this film is the year 2020 in a small farm town in the USA. I couldn't figure out where this was taking place, like what town or country specifically. I looked it up, it didn't really say much either. It's some small town in the US. So a quick little summary for A Quiet Place without any spoilers is it's a movie about two parents who do what it takes to keep their children safe and soon to be newborn safe in a world full of creatures hunting every sound they can hear. So any noise louder than just like these creatures can hear and they hunt. So not a sound can be heard from the family hiding in silence, but all it takes is one noise and everything can go wrong. So the critics and audience ratings for this film are, for IMDb, it had an 8.1 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score gave it a 95% on the tomato meter with an average rating of 8.2 out of 10. The audiences on Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 85% with an average rating of 8.4. So you can see that both audience and critics like this, with a little bit more of the critics preferring it, but audiences rating it slightly higher on Rotten Tomatoes. And then the Metacritic score was around 82. So if you average all these around, the scores and critics' opinions on this, it all seems to average out around an 80%, 80 to 90%, and this is a pretty good film. So my personal rating for A Quiet Place is 2 thumbs up. I really, really enjoyed this film. I thought it was really great. One of the best suspense thrillers I've seen in a very long time. It was an intense, suspenseful thriller of a film with an interesting plot and unique story premise. It just keeps you on your edge of your seat the whole time. So what I liked/enjoyed about A Quiet Place was first the silence. So the concept of the whole film is that these creatures that can have like super hearing are hunting everybody. So you can't make any noise, so this family can't make any noise. And I just really enjoyed the way they used the silence in this film, the premise behind it. This film is about being quiet to survive, and so the way they utilized it and every tiny little sound that you could hear that you're like, oh, is that going to cause something? It made it such an intense and thrilling thrill ride. It also created this sense of suspense and like really easy jump scares. Like you're always ready for some noise to just push and just scare the shit out of you. The other thing I enjoyed about this was the characters and the acting. So for this film, it was almost zero spoken dialogue, but this film was able to show you exactly what made each character who they were, like with their unique personalities and the unique ways that each of them dealt with the situation they were in. The way the dad was dealing, the way the mom was dealing, the two kids, like they all had very unique personalities, and I give this credit completely to the actors. Obviously they did an amazing job of utilizing like body language and facial expressions to convey what they needed to, like to convey all the messages throughout this film, along with American Sign Language. They do use that as well, but I don't understand sign language, so but I really found it interesting how they utilized that in order to like get past the fact they can't make any noise. So what I didn't like about this/didn't enjoy, there's not much. I really enjoyed this film. I gave it 2 thumbs up, but there was just one little thing, but this is more about me and my own curiosity than really the movie itself. This movie was a pretty good, complete and whole film. But the one thing I would have liked just a little bit more of, or like I didn't enjoy, is that they didn't give us enough of a backstory about these creatures. And like I said, the backstory about these creatures has nothing really to do with the movie. You don't need to know where they came from in order to enjoy this film. That's just one thing I would have liked to know more about, because I'm curious like a cat. I just like to know everything about everything in a movie. So like the fact that they built these interesting creatures in this movie and I don't really get to know where exactly they came from, that's the one thing I didn't enjoy. So my favorite part about A Quiet Place was the way it opened. The opening scene to this movie was just really well done. It gets you glued. Well, it got me at least. I really enjoyed the way it started. It got me glued to my seat watching this film. I was ready for it. 5 minutes in, and they went into this direction that I didn't expect. Like, you know, a lot of films are kind of predictable and you kind of understand where they're going to go. But the way this film starts off, just they do something that, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but they do something that I'm just like, whoop, you guys went there, cool, I'm in, I'm down for this whole film. So that was my favorite part, the opening scene. So into the first 5-10 minutes of this film was one of my favorite parts. Like, there are so much things to enjoy about this film, but that's the thing that stuck out to me that really caught me. And it's like the first 5 minutes hooked me. Because most thrillers and most horror films in general don't catch me in the first 5 minutes. I have to give them a little longer. Some of them I don't even bother with because that first 5 minutes I'm just like, oh, okay, this is same old, same old. But this film, A Quiet Place, had such a unique and great opening. That was my favorite part. So my recommendation for A Quiet Place is, yes, go see it. I highly recommend this movie because it was such a fresh, new suspense thriller with the perfect balance of horror and action and drama, and you got to learn about all these characters. The acting is just amazing. The fact that like they barely speak at all, like I think they have like 4 lines that they whisper, and it's just like, it's still an enjoyable movie. I would highly recommend this to most people. I would say though, not to bring very young children. They may get bored because of how quiet it is. This is a film that you have to pay attention. The whole hour and a half, you have to be paying attention. Otherwise, you're gonna miss stuff because they're not talking. They're not making, like they're doing, not telling you. So you have to be paying attention. So younger children might not enjoy this as much. So if you got younger kids, you might not want to bring them along. This might be a babysitter type of movie to get a babysitter before you see this movie type of thing. I'd also not recommend this to people who like to talk a lot during movies. Now I hate those people, and if you are one of those people, you really should reevaluate all your life decisions, because why do you talk during a film? You can't be quiet for 2 hours. You can't really? No? So reevaluate your life. But anyways, that's a sidetrack. That's a different tangent. That's a different video. My point is though that if you're somebody who does like to chat a little bit more, or likes to talk during a film, or make any kind of noise, if you're not a quiet person, you shouldn't see A Quiet Place, because you are going to ruin the experience for other people in the theater, and you're going to ruin the enjoyment yourself, because the experience is about being in this quiet, dead quiet theater, and you're listening to every little noise that you can hear coming from the movie, because there's not a whole lot of them. Like the characters aren't talking, okay? So you have to pay attention, and if you're talking, you're ruining it for other people, and you're gonna ruin it and miss something yourself, okay? But that's my recommendation. Like I said, I would recommend this to most people, just not younger children or chatty Cathys. But that's the end of my review for A Quiet Place, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of A Quiet Place. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you not? But anyways, besides that, be sure to follow the channel if you want to hear more of our reviews and other stuff like that. And thanks for watching today, guys. Have a good one.